General Dayal, I'll bring you in, but I just want a quick comment also coming in from Advaita. Advaita, isn't it extremely disappointing when we see some sort of a selective outrage? It is very unfortunate that today we don't see the same outcry even in our media when it comes to fighting for Brigadier Pradhan's daughter. There's not a single word, there's not a single coverage that we see in the national media even today, Advaita, when it comes to this entire matter. It raises question. Are we now becoming extremely selective on matters like this?
Yes, we tend to choose and pick our victims depending on their political affiliation, which is something that happens all the time. And I think it's extremely unfortunate because it's a great disservice to the citizen. And one cannot let down the citizen because we have to stand up for the citizen because that could be us tomorrow. And everyone who feels this kind of cocoon around them, that this happens to other people. I'm sorry, I've been on highways and been chased with carloads of men in them. This has happened to me. It could have been me. It could have been someone you know. It could be your daughter, your sister. You cannot have this attitude that just because it happens in a so-and-so ruled state, it's a big deal. But if it happens in one that is ruled by you, then it doesn't matter. You can't have double standards like this. And it's so sad to see this. Because who is going to speak out? Who is going to say that we can make a difference? Because politics and politicians are elected to make a difference. They are elected to serve the public, to keep the public safe. I'm just repeating things that we all already know, but there's just no practice of this. And the fact that this took so long, the fact that she went in for help, you know what the problem was, Shravan? The issue was that here was a woman who was a lawyer and who knew the law and knew her rights.
Right.
And she challenged them in that police station because there is a cop sitting there who is the subordinate in her nightgown. She challenged them on that. And what kind of police station and what kind of a racket, I don't even want to call it a police station because there are good cops in this country. But what kind of racket is going on there? And frankly, if the government is serious about this, then they need to take very swift and strict action. They need to actually carry out surveys. Politicians are great at carrying out surveys when it comes to check their own popularity. Carry out surveys of these cops. Carry out anonymous surveys with women on how police stations are treating them in their area. Have the courage to do that and then take action.
In fact, Advaita, there is also another larger issue that basically emerges from it. And I want to bring in General Dayal here. General Dayal, while the new laws does actually stipulate that no member of the armed forces shall be arrested for anything purported to be done by him in the discharge of his official duties except after obtaining the consent of the central government. There is a larger argument that is coming up, especially about protection of armed forces. We have seen multiple instances in the last 6 months itself. I can perhaps elucidate several other instances that have taken place where our forces have come under attack. And perhaps it is time that we revisit our laws when it comes to dealing with our security forces. At the end of the day, we cannot let go the sacrifices that have been made by our brave soldiers.
Thank you. Firstly, I want to assure Brigadier Pradhan, sir, we are 4.5 million ex-servicemen. We are completely with you. The ball is in the court of government of Odisha. Ball is in the court of DGP in Odisha. Ball is in their court at present. We are not in Odisha today. But let me tell you, since I interact with a large number of ex-servicemen, we are completely with you and we are wholeheartedly with you. And I assure you, sir, we will take justice for our daughter. We will take justice for our young officer. We will take justice for our armed forces honor. There are larger issues here because this is a systematic failure of an entire system. I'm today not only upset with the DGP of Odisha Police, who has shown the attitude and lackadaisical approach like a Jawan of a police. I can forgive him if he can make a mistake like that. But I cannot forgive a DGP that if for the last 5 days he has been sleeping over the matter. I cannot forgive the Home Minister of Odisha and everybody in the down the chain. I'm telling you, and the High Court had to intervene. And I'm very upset with the armed forces, the sub-area, COSA sub-area, that they have not intervened. The Central Command has not intervened. they should have intervened in the matter on the first very day. How can you start touching army officers like that? How can you misbehave with girls of this country like that? And when she's saying that I'm a brigadier's daughter, and when she's saying I'm a fiancée of an army officer, this is a systematic failure. What will happen to the honor and courage and the backbone of your army's pride? You hurt pride of the army. You do not hurt one army officer. You hurt the pride of the army, entire armed forces, that these armed forces officers can be paraded, they can be hauled, they can be halted, they can be assaulted, police can insult them, police can put them anywhere. This is an insult to the entire Indian armed forces structure. This did not happen during the British era. There is a BJP spokesperson. Please listen to me. This could not have happened during the British era. This has not happened in last 70 years, which we are seeing now in the society. The society, good people will stop coming to army. Your army will become unattractive. Your armed forces will become unattractive. We will look toothless in the society. If you are toothless in home, how can you face the enemy? You want such people to go to the forces? You wanted people, those who will back out from the border tomorrow? I am telling you, I am aghast. I am so aghast. I can't tell you. If I was there in Odisha and with Brigadier Pradhan, probably we would have, and that's why, and I'm telling you, I'm warning this country. If you misbehave with armed forces officers, imagine your armed forces take law into their hand. I am hats off to these people, armed forces officers, those who risked it. In good old days, there were commanding officers who could say, go, get the bloody chap, thrash him. We have done with that last many years. We have did not done away with that. Please try and see that justice is meted immediately. And justice does not mean suspension, expulsion. Justice means that this man who is at fault